It's time for Transport Line, the program that showcases the contributions of all modes of transportation to the socio-economic growth and development of our country, Africa, and the rest of the world. Transport Line is being beamed to you from the Center of Excellence, the state of aquatic splendor, and Africa's second largest economy, Lagos. I am Shino Elegbede. Glad to know that you are keeping us company. The rural-urban drift in the last decade in our country has become an alarming phenomenon. No thanks to the insecurity, and to date, farmers can no longer easily access the farmland. Banditry, Boko Haram, and of course, armed robbery and other criminal activities. But that is for the interlands. For the coastal lands in the 21 littoral states in Nigeria, the story is different. In fact, it's more brutish. And to date, maritime experts are worried as regards the decaying level of lifestyle in the coastal region. So, a seasoned journalist and online publisher, Hope Oriviri, PhD, has established a center called Waterside Center. It's located in Apapa Ajegunle in Lagos. And it's more or less going to be a template for all the coastal lands in Nigeria. So, Transport Line today has as guest Dr. Hope Oriviri, who is the CEO of Waterside Center. And she's going to more or less throw more light on the vision and mission and what we should expect from this center. Hope, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
It's more or less amazing why today we have the Deep Blue Sea project, and yet you've come up with this idea of Waterside Center. What prompted you into this?
Okay, thank you. The Waterside Center is actually a platform that will enable people get together closer, that is, people who have a similar interest in the maritime sector. It's a place where we would have a repository of all kinds of information relating to the maritime industry. You mentioned what people in the coastal areas would get or what they will stand to gain from this. We envisioned a center where people can come in, rub minds, discuss issues. It's not all the time about just the had. People can discuss, but they can also have a sense, a feel of friendship. They can sit back and have friendship, discuss the common interests that they have, and be able to forge ahead. For the Waterside Center, a key thing for us is going to be mentorship. We have seen different cadres of professionals. We have marine engineers, we have master mariners, we have all sorts. But it's not enough for them to just be there. We look beyond today. The maritime industry, what will the tomorrow be? It will come to mind for everyone that it's going to be centered around people. And where will those people come from? You can't just pick them from just anywhere. So the Waterside Center is going to be serving as a platform that will be able to mentor younger generation of people. The maritime industry, for example, in Apapa is a port city. And there are some people who are there in that community, but they just know that they are in the port city, but they don't really understand a number of the things that happen within the maritime space. So we look at the instances where you have people in the community who can actually come in. I mentioned something on that day of the unveiling that for the coastal communities, they would also have the need for a place where their voices can be heard and where they can also be seen. It's not enough to write their stories, but we want a platform. We've been able to create a platform where they can also come and sit down as key stakeholders. They can have their voices heard, they will be seen on the table, they will speak, they will share their experiences, they will tell their stories. For some of us, I say for some of us because I have a very close affinity to the coastal community. You have people who all their lives have been fishermen. They either fish or they do other fishing related activities, but they are just there. Nobody's hearing about them. Nobody's giving them a place at the table to sit, and these will have been the ones plying the trade in the blue economy all the while. If you look at the Waterside Center in Apapa that links you to Ajegunle area, there are people who have plied that trade for decades, running the business of the bridge that links Apapa to Ajegunle. All those are people in the blue economy. And then we have people who do the inland coastal water transport system. There are families, in fact, there are families who have been specialized in those businesses over the years. We just see them there, but they play a very key role. They play a very key role. So the Waterside Center is established to give these people a place to be seen, to be heard, and to engage. And we also know that beyond the professional practices, either as master mariners, either as marine engineers, either as in any of the areas at all, we also know that it is important for people to network. We have what they call the social capital, and people can only be able to draw from the social capital when they have a common platform for engagement. Over time, they can now draw from those networks to build whatever thing they want to build within the maritime space.
Thank you very much, Hope. In modern parlance, networking is key to achieving one's set goals and vision.
Very much.
And when you look at Apapa Ajegunle, like you said, I could recall in those days when the economy was still bright. I'm talking about early 70s to late 80s.
Yeah.
Apapa Ajegunle played a key role in terms of transportation. Ferry across from Ajegunle to Apapa, what have you. But like you said, those who live within that area axis really don't really know what it takes. And when you're talking about transportation, inland waterways, fishing, like I said in my intro, it's going to be a template.
Yeah.
But today, what is your center going to do to achieve the local people? Of course, you attract seafarers, you have marine experts that will come. But how do you make sure that these people key into your project?
Okay, thank you. At the unveiling, we kicked off with the Mariners Forum, and that Mariners Forum had master mariners and marine engineers who discussed issues concerning safety in onboard shipping
Ships.
operations. Now, coming back to the people who we've always known to be plying their trade in the blue economy, we are going to be having what we also call the Coastal Culture Forum. So these people who are in these coastal areas who have been doing different things within the maritime space, we cannot have them come in. We talked about stakeholders engagement, so they can also have their own engagement. I mean, it's not to say, oh, because we have just the mariners from, no, mariners, they are the mariners, and then we have the people in the coastal areas. They come and share with us, or even among themselves, the coastal cultures. What are those coastal cultures? They do quite a lot. For some of them, they even have marine resources from the marine environment that they use for medicinal purposes, for food. For some of them, they have different forms, they have different methods. I always tell people this, beyond even the formal education, people in the coastal areas or even in other areas, in the rural areas, they have their own native traditional knowledge. So these people have their own knowledge that they can share. All we are going to be doing is give them the platform, come on stage, come on board, sit and let us know the things that you are doing. I know, for one, that for some people in some of those coastal areas, like those in the Laje area, even in the Isoko area, they do some form of local or native medicine that they use these resources, like I said, and it is traditional, it is cultural to those people, and we can't just wish them away. So we'll be having those kind of forum for them. They will come around, they will sit down, they will discuss, and we'll be able to document. I also said something, it's going to be a repository for such knowledge. Over time, we've been talking about the importance of documenting, or at least being able to save, curate, and document, and save, archive information that are local to our people. So this, the Waterside Center is going to serve as such repository. You asked the question, say how? And I mentioned earlier, the mariners had a forum, so we're going to have the coastal communities forum to also share their experiences and their stories.
Today, government, when I say government, Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, through NIWA precisely, is doing a lot to present both mishap. Now, talking about synergy. What role is your center going to play in this?
Thank you. That is very key. Very, very key. We call it the Waterside Center platform to have an all-round engagement. So it is very important that we'll be engaging also with the regulatory authorities. You know, if you talk about governance, definitely the first point will be those who are the regulators of the sector. So we are definitely going to be having collaborations. We are going to be letting them know the things that we are doing, and we'll also have them come in. They have representatives who will come in, sit in, and see what we are doing. In fact, at the unveiling of the Waterside Center, a very great impact was made, because we have master mariners who, at least we have 2 master mariners who have just completed their period of work with NIMASA. We also have those who were with NPA, and then we also have those who are indigenous ship owners, and it was a very good start for them. And they promised indeed, as at the Mariners Forum, they promised indeed to say, we are just going to ensure that we create the leeway, make the ease with which we can have those partnerships, those collaborations, those knowledge or whatever sharing sections with these regulatory agencies for the purpose of governance. You know, you can't have a space that is just running just like that. Governance is important, and we know that for you to talk about governance and the importance of governance, it has to take cognizance of the regulatory authorities, which of course NIWA is one of them.
Yes. Now, transportation, waterways, an aspect. When you're looking at Waterside Center, we now look at the occupational aspect of it for the rural people. Because I did emphasize in my opening that rural-urban drift. Waterside Center, Apapa Jegunle, template for other, you mentioned Ilaja, Isoko, what have you. And today, you look at foreign trawlers encroaching beyond the international coastline, destroying fishing nets. The, what do you call it? Also, the pirates are also there. How do we bring in security experts to assist these people? What should be done?
In fact, it is very, very key. The forum, even when we're going to be having subsets of those forum, the Mariners Forum, the Coastal Communities Forum and all the rest, we're going to be having an annual forum that would give the opportunity for every stakeholder to sit together at a single time. So these people can be able to share their experiences, tell their stories right before the eyes and the presence of the authorities that should be protecting them. Yes, over time there had been those complaints from the different communities, different areas, even ranging from the Niger area, from Lagos, the Niger area, particularly down into the Niger Delta area. And there won't be any better forum than such a forum that will have the regulatory bodies, the security agencies that have their jurisdiction and the authority within those areas, and then the coastal community members sit together to say, these are the experiences we are having. We have not seen you, or the times we saw you, these were the things you did. Please, we want you to boost those things you've been doing or that you did to protect us, or you've not done you've not done as much as we expected. Please improve on them. So it's just going to be an annual single forum that will give opportunity for everybody to sit together. But before that annual time, we live life daily. So we are not just going to be waiting until that annual single forum. We are going to be speaking with, if we give the coastal communities opportunity where we sit down and we discuss, where we are not just they're discussing nothing. We are giving them the opportunity to share their experiences, to tell their stories, and whatever their stories are, that is the reason why we are there. We can now go back and say, look, at the intersection, we are here. These are the issues these people have raised. These are their concerns. What are your take? And then the other parties will be able to say, okay, this is how much we have done. The essence of it is to ensure that it is a win-win for everyone.
Oh, win-win for everyone. And I do agree with you that, yes, we should judge or sit down, but there are some certain aspects that we must practicalize. How do you intend to go about this?
Okay, thank you for that question. It's actually going to be a lot on training. We are going to ensure that the platform is able to reach out to those who can support training. I'll give you an instance. For like those who are in the coastal areas, when they face the issues of maybe pollution and they can't fish as much, or when they face the issues of maybe being at loggerheads with trawler owners and they can't fish, definitely you can't say the people in those communities shouldn't go about a daily life or shouldn't eat. So we know that it is very important to begin to train young people in those areas, that beyond even the fishing or the things that they can do within the community, they can also learn trade, they can also learn other skills that they can use beyond those communities. So I'll say training is a key point that we will be taking note of and be pushing forth to see that it benefits both the communities and those in the urban areas. What you are actually talking about is what we call the representation of the maritime industry in the urban areas. Is there a detachment? What are we talking about? Are we just talking about just ships and all that? No, we are taking cognizance of the important place of people and the things that will be done to ensure that they have a good life.
Yes, talking about the importance of the people and what they should be done in their good lives brings to mind the issue of sports. I have a background of Ometebute and Waterside board too. And I know that we swim a lot. But if the modern technique should be harnessed and make sure that you have what it takes,
skills.
Probably we have good Olympic medalists who will go and compete. It's amazing when you visit the rural areas of Nigeria, especially the coastal areas. People will submerge, they'll be there for about 10, 5 minutes, come out, long breath, deep one for that matter. They swim long distance. In those days, we have people who swim from Marina across to Apapa
Yes.
in those days. But I think that is when we have Kisai, we call it Kisai then in Lagos.
Yeah.
But now today, coming back to Waterside Center in Apapa Ajegunle, what is being done to promote sporting activities, especially swimming?
In fact, I was just laughing within me because that was actually part of the primary discussions, the very first discussions that we had. Because before this time, there's one Omorene, he's a diver, a wonderful swimmer who had taken it upon himself because he was like, Nigerians swim very well, they are very good, but they need to sharpen the skills so that they will do modern techniques so that they can do. So for years, as in even like 20 years back, he had taken it upon himself to be training people along the coast. He had covered the Laje area, covered the Bayelsa area, covered the Delta area on his own. So we discussed within ourselves to say it would make sense. Waterside Center is creating a maritime community hub. That means for those in the sporting activities, for swimming, this is just a very perfect platform to go and have a collaboration and say, we know what you have been doing. Can we now begin to bring these children and train them in the modern swimming techniques? We already have those people. We have somebody who is there, who is skilled, who has been doing it, who has trained quite a lot of people, and this is just the time to say, come on, let's work together. So the Waterside Center is open to all forms that have the common interest within the maritime space. Yes, we'll be doing that.
Dr. Hope Oriviri.
Yes, please.
I want to thank you for finding time to come on Transport Line.
My pleasure.
I want to assure you, Transport Line 2 will be ready to assist you, to cooperate with you.
Thank
so
you.
that together we all pool resources so that at the end of the day, it will be a win-win situation for Nigeria as a nation and for Africa. Today, you said it, and we hope all agencies will be there to assist you to achieve your vision and mission.
We hope
I
so
thank
too.
you for finding time to come on Transport Line.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Well, before we draw the curtain, it's my sing song. Times are still hard. Please continue to be your brother's keeper. Always render that answer of fellowship and cooperation. Even if you cannot assist, give that humane response so that people too will feel belong. Compassion is the key word. Till next time, bye bye for now.